Shout out to all my brothers out there that got the beard. They like to take care of it. They like to keep it groomed. Look, we got a Black Friday sale going on right now. $5 off our essential beard growth oil and another $3 off the balm. Right now, I'm telling you, it's going to have your beard soft and glistening with a brilliant shine all day. The link is at the top line of the description. And the best part is the shipping is free for a limited time only. All right, Dame Dash is embroiled right now in a vicious legal battle over some money that he owes. Now, we've been covering, Dame Dash for the last 6 or 7 years, and this one is crazy. This story right here is pretty crazy by way of allhiphop.com. Now, the backstory is, about Dame Dash, some of his financial issues. He had a judgment entered for about $820,000 for a film. Now, Christopher Brown, who is this overzealous lawyer that's been coming after Dame Dash hard body, right, represents filmmaker Josh Weber from Muddy Water Pictures. Now, they claim that Dame Dash has been concealing major assets from his creditors, including jewelry and intellectual property. And they said, I quote, Dame is simply attempting to avoid the transfer of assets and is willing to lie to do it. Now, they're going to say, right, there's been, I guess, pictures and videos out there of Dame Dash rocking some chains, a Dusko Poppington, I guess, chain, some chains who they are pretty much saying that is valued at high six figures. Now, let me just give you guys a little bit of a history lesson if you don't already know. When someone has a judgment, when they win a judgment against you, they're allowed to go to, and I talk about this all the time if you following the podcast. If you have gold teeth, if you have cars, houses, money in the bank, anything that's considered an asset, they are allowed through the court to go after that and to seize that in order to pay off the debt. So since Dame Dash has a judgment against him for a high amount, they're going after anything and everything that is, attached to his name, including some LLCs that he is attached to. And they said Dame is saying the jewelry doesn't belong to him; it belongs to others. And they said if Dame does not own a jewelry he wears every day, there should be no issue proving who does. Now, this is going to be hard for them to collect because he could easily say it's his sons, his daughters. And look, here's what I feel about Dame, right? I get it, bro. I get the situation that you're in. I understand it, right? Because we have been through things as business people. This is a part of it in business sometimes. This is why people conceal their asset. This is why people have trust in corporations and different veils. And they always say, own nothing, control everything. Right? So this is just a lesson for all of us, even though Dame Dash is catching the brunt of this right now, is that when you're doing hot, when you're making a lot of money and you having things attached to your name and stuff like that, it doesn't really behoove you to have a whole bunch of things in your name, because all it makes you is a target for someone. You got a restaurant, somebody gonna come in there and slip and fall. You feel me? You own this. Oh, somebody got hurt. They coming after that. Even to something as mundane as car accident. You get into a car accident with somebody in the car, they suing you. They suing your insurance company. It's called business liability and asset protection. So anytime I do a video, I always got to try to get to a lesson whenever there's a lesson, Now, Dame Dash is smarter than we all think, trust me. Dame Dash, obviously, is smart enough, in my opinion, to move things around. He's still living very, very well, but it's just not a good look, bro. It's just not, and I get it, like, 'cause even like the game, right? The game got the lawsuit against him from Shorty, like $7 million. He got bread. He has stuff. He just don't want to come up off of it. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say Dame Dash is broke. Nah, I don't think he's broke. Compared to us, he got a lot of money, right? But compared to someone, who was a multi-millionaire, some of these, like for example, the child support, the tax issue, that's going to be handled. Like you gonna you ain't gonna play around with that. Even if you get on like a payment plan or something like that, you're gonna handle those type of situations. But it's not, to me. It's never a look down or I told you so. It's a lesson because look, we can all be in those situations, and I've been in situations, where had lawsuits and all different types of things going on. So I understand this is a part of it, but all I'm hoping for is that Dame Dash teaches people a lesson. Like we see the great side of business, the glamorous side of business, the money and the freedom. But there's a whole nother side to this thing, man. Tax liabilities, lawsuits, and things like that. Copyright. It's a lot that goes on with this, man. Right? So, in a way, it's a badge of honor. It sucks because, again, you talk about a man who was a part of a company, right, that at one point was worth $300 million. To be having these type of issues is a little bit alarming. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit alarming. But we can all learn from this. If I had to give anybody any advice, pay your taxes. My accountant always tells me, I ain't saying I always listen, but he tells me, look, 20%. You got to put 20% away for taxes. Pay your taxes quarterly. You know what I mean? Every quarter, just pay something. Whatever you think. 20% of whatever you make. Easier said than done. But once you start getting backed up, it comes back to bite you. Same thing with child support. So all these things are just, and business is all about responsibility. It's all about responsibility. So that's why, the people out there that wanna say people are hating on people. Nah, it's not that. It's not that. We just talking square business. We talking real business. We talking about men who made, I'm not gonna put a number up there, but a lot of money and over the last 10 years. So we had a lot of lessons to learn, and we didn't learn everything through somebody else. We had to learn the hard way, right? And typically, this is something that you wouldn't see with somebody who's been in business for 20, 25 plus years. They have multiple businesses. But stuff happens, and we're going to learn from it, and we're going to move on. So I can't wait to actually bring my brother, man, Khan. So I know y'all love him. I want to get his opinion on all of this stuff. He's an accountant, a financial expert. Even my other brother, man, Pocket Watcher with JT. I would love to hear, again, look, I'm not the guy that's, and the Bible says, how could you remove, a speck out of somebody's eye and you got a plank in your eye? I get it. But you talk about stuff in order to improve. So what do y'all think, man? Dame Dash right now in a mean battle with this same Christopher Brown attorney that is now coming after his jury. It's ugly. Hopefully it gets better. It's your brother, Old God, man. Hey, hit the like button. Make sure you share the video. Peace.